This is Mark Killian. Welcome to Mark Killian's channel, where we're always learning. This week we are doing something wickedly special. I am here in Australia, in New South Wales, right?
Yeah.
On the east coast of Australia. Now, why am I here? Well, I'm doing an artist profile this week. Last week, I released my hang drum or pan drum or hand pan drum episode. And in that episode, you will have seen the second pan drum that I show you, the one in C minor Aeolian, was made by none other than this dude.
Yeah.
This is Matt Ostila, or Matt O as he likes to be called, or Matty O, and I'm going to turn it over to him to explain to you how this all started for him.
Hey, I'm Matty O, and I'm a musician. I make hand pans. As you can see here, this is one of mine, and that's F minor. Yeah, and I love making music. Yeah, I live in the hills in Upper Burringbar, which is near the border of Queensland and New South Wales, and it's out in the sticks, as Mark was saying.
Tell me how all of this started for you.
I was in Amsterdam and I was busking with didgeridoo and sometimes tabla. I used to play tablas and practice all the time, and then a friend lent me the hung. The middle of those three is a pan art hung, and once I spent heaps of time with that, I started to really fall in love with it and create unreal rhythms and melodies. And then this other friend, Matt Ledger, started teaching himself how to make hand pans, and I was just like very dubious. Hey, you'll never be able to do that. But he did. He managed to get all the tools that are needed and the equipment and teach himself how to make the note shapes, and gone through heaps of different note shapes and sizes of dimples, all the parts that are needed. And it was, like he'd come and look at that hung in particular, and to work out what's the sizes, what's the dimensions, what's it all about. And after a couple of years, he started to hassle me actually to start doing it. But I was like, no way, I don't want to ruin my ears just hammering all the time, and I just want to be a musician and play. But yeah, after a year, he kind of got under my skin and, okay, I'll come and do it, even just to show him that I wouldn't be able to. But anyway, he did. He kind of showed me what he could, and then the rest is you got to teach yourself, I reckon. And that was probably 5 years ago or something that I got started on this. And once you're hooked on hammering and controlling the metal and creating your own scales and the way those notes all go together on a whole instrument, it's the first time you get the note even vaguely in tune and resonating, it's just like like a miracle. And then it just still kind of feels like that, but it also feels a bit angsty when you're struggling.
When you don't get it right.
Yeah. Okay, so here we have a flat sheet steel. I've put a little bit on there so I don't cut my fingers. It's a bit sharp. So that's about the size. That is the size of the hand pan. It gets clamped into some bigger, thicker metal rings than these, and gets spun and bent so that it becomes a dome like that. From that to that. So Matt Ledger does this stuff, gets it domed, then presses the dimples in different sizes according to the note sizes and how they relate and the scale that you want to create.
And how do you decide what note goes where? And indeed what you're going to tune this to? Like what scale? Is that just something you... Like, I feel like making one in D minor today.
Yeah, pretty much. There might be some scales such as D minor and G minor pentatonic that are pretty common, so they've got to be in the mix. So once I've got that blank shell and it's been dimpled and it's been nitrided, which is oven gas treatment, then comes to me looking like these ones. And then I put that into the ring and clamp it in, tighten it up, and then shape the notes. So you can see that that doesn't have notes yet. They've been pressed in, and that'll be like that eventually.
Okay.
So let's have a look at this. So this goes into the stand. It's a bit heavy. It's a good workout. And then I set my timer. If I don't set the timer, then I just might hammer until I've got a broken arm. You know, it's pretty loud, so definitely have to put these on. Okay.
That's really interesting because you can hear the pitch going down.
You hear it going down there, yeah.
So explain what is happening there. Why is that pitch going down like that?
As that shape flattens out, it's compressing into a flat kind of shape, but it's building potential energy really that gets released in that vibration when it's fully in tune. Once it's fully flattened out, if I keep hammering it, it'll start bending, and so it'll start going up again and tightening. So then I'd have to flip that around, go to the other side, and hit it back down, or take it to the edge. There's heaps of places to hit and stretch. It's a fabric. Metal's a kind of a fabric.
And why is the colour of the metal different here than there? What has happened?
Yeah, so after its first round of tuning, I put it in the oven and heat it up to a few hundred degrees. And the hotter it goes, the more blue and more white it'll end up. And the cooler, if I don't get it up to that higher temperature, then it's still a bit gold and purple. And I'll be putting it into the oven 5 times and then retuning it each time before I glue it up to become like that.
And what temperature is this oven at, and how long is it going to sit in that oven each time you put it in there?
We can go and have a look at the oven if you like.
So now we're going.
Here's the oven. Chimney, Matt made this for me. Open it up. Pop it in there. Fire it up. Adjust the flames.
Oh, those are the coils, the flames.
Yeah.
For the flames.
I can light it if you like.
And how hot is it going to get in there?
It gets, I guess, up to between 200 and 300, maybe between 230 and 260 or something, I guess.
Okay. That's centigrade for
Yeah, Celsius.
Fahrenheit lovers back home.
Yeah, good luck working that out. So I put it in there for 5 minutes, or thereabouts, and I base it on the colour of the hand pan.
Okay.
It's gonna go down. Chimney on, otherwise it loses suction and puts the flame out. So yeah, fairly handmade little oven there. So I put magnets on there to stop the other notes
From ringing.
ringing out.
Ah.
Duh, duh.
And is there a reason why the notes would be in that structure, the way you just showed it, or
no,
is
well,
it kind of just what you want?
You could just go round in a circle, like go low, next note, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to the octave right there, and have the octave and the lowest note right next to each other if you were doing a straight scale. And I haven't done that. I haven't broken out of the order, and I think that's because it feels really comfortable and ergonomic to play like that.
Where you have notes following that structure.
Yeah, where they alternate. And it also separates notes that might be a semitone or a tone apart, in most cases anyway. So often the notes will be a third, a minor third, a major third, or even a fourth or even a fifth apart.
And of course there are limits as to how low you can go and how high you can go because it's metal.
Yeah, and those limits are being tested by some makers that are really getting some really incredible low notes, and that's awesome. My lowest note's A, basically, and B flat, and probably prefer to just go to C sometimes when I'm feeling stressed, not go so low. But as my understanding of shaping metal gets better, I realise I can go much lower. But some people are making the ding an F below an octave and a half below, or octave and a bit below your G. So yeah, that's pretty incredible.
What do you call the one in the middle? I call it the node, but that's obviously not the right term.
Yeah, that's
the bass.
That's the ding.
The ding, you call it.
People call that the ding. And I guess that's the bass, the center of your rhythm. I guess I feel like it's the kick drum kind of thing.
Very cool. Now tell us what scale that's in.
Yeah, that's D Hijaz. That's a cool scale. It's the fifth mode of the G harmonic minor scale. So G harmonic minor is G A B flat C D E flat F sharp G, but it's based over a D note.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now that you've got this guy tuned and all the notes are where you want them, what happens next?
Then it's gluing up time. Glue it up to a base, which I've got some out there we can have a look at in a minute. And so here are some bases that I've taken off previous hand pans that didn't work and cleaned them up, and if they if they haven't got any signs of rust or anything and they're okay, then I can put them on another hand pan.
Wow.
So that's been put in the oven, so that'll get glued up to the top, and then glue those two together, put some stuff around it so it kind of is protected, and let the glue set for a few days. And over here I've got a couple that have been glued up for a couple of days. So this hasn't been tuned after gluing, it's just been glued up.
Oh, so you have to retune it again once you glue it up?
Yeah, so then I'm going to do quite a few more rounds of tuning on this. The first round after gluing is important, because then you're getting all the scale sounding, and you're hearing it for the first time, what it actually sounds like all as a whole instrument rather than just notes. So you can hear that it's tuning and there's weird vibrations and stuff in that, because it hasn't been tuned since the gluing. And the glue is still setting, so you can smell the glue as well. Love that scale once it's
What scale was
tuned up.
that?
F minor hexatonic.
Now this one's also in F minor.
Yeah, so this is a F minor, just straight scale. So F there, and then C up to C. Okay, well, the website mattopan.com, mattopan.com. That's all you need, and that'll get to the website, and you'll find my phone number or some details. Matt Ostila, Ostila, is my Facebook name, and you'll find videos and stuff that I upload there, and otherwise just going online, you can buy it on my website if you just want to buy it straight from the website. It's best to speak to me first and see what I've got, and how long it might take to make a certain scale.
Alright, so thanks for watching this episode. This has been fucking unique. This has been amazing. This is a cool dude. I love what he does. This dude is like all about passion. And thank you very much for your time, mate. It's been amazing. I'm so glad you invited me over here. It's been really amazing, and I hope people get a lot out of this episode.
Yeah, great. Thanks
So,
for
wicked,
coming
man.
in.
Shit!
Can you see it?
Wow!
Oh, here you go.
Are they always that big?
No, they can be a lot bigger than that.
Holy shit!
It's a juvenile. Oh, I'll just... Oh, Jesus, he's quick.
There he is. Wow, he's so fast. Does it come with all these creepy animals that are flying around here?
Well, yeah, you may end up with an ant or two in your case, but I do my best to keep it clean. Yeah, there's
really
an
like.
Aussiness to it for sure. Yeah. Can't escape it, damn it.
This is your world, your home and your work and your everything. That's brilliant.
Bees, got bees up the hill. Started a garden. It's hard to grow when you're surrounded by pine trees and not much light gets in, and it's a drought, so water is difficult, but yeah, otherwise it's pretty awesome. See all my chuck outs over here. It's
Oh, these are the throwaways?
oh yeah,
Oh, that's very sad. And they've been thrown away because...
I couldn't get the notes right, or the tonality just wasn't very good.
Oh.
Sometimes it's because the dimple had a split, a little tiny split in the dimple, and you can't see it, but the note's just not working, it's buzzing or something. This one sounded really cool, but I couldn't get the center note. But sounds really nice, basically. One note's wrong, and the whole handpan is wrong.
Yeah, and you just got to throw it away.
Yeah, no one wants it. I don't want anyone to have it. What have we got here?
So many choices.
Not enough. It's not enough. Damn it.
So let's stop there.
Yeah. Super wicked.